The streets are saying that this is the best Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi comparison.
Okay.
The GOAT comparison video, it's by Zio Ball. You guys have been literally begging me to check this video, bro.
Got him. We fucking got him.
I'm going full Cristiano Ronaldo stan mode in this video, so if I say anything that offends you, I'm sorry. The game's the game. Feel free to leave a comment, argue whichever point you wanna argue, cause I'm going full argue mode in this video, bro. Let's go, man.
Since I started watching football as a kid around 15 years ago, two football players, Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, have been dominating the sport, scoring countless goals
for time and time again,
breaking and setting new records each season. Their success on the field evolved into a rivalry promoted by the press and the media.
Yup.
These comparisons reached their peak on the internet 4 years ago.
Well, that's a fact though. The rivalry has been it's been boosted by the media to sell, obviously, because they have to push something so that it can create like a discussion. But Cristiano and Messi, they're cool, bro. They don't hate each other.
On my old channel, Z Legend, a detailed video comparing most of their stats in about 30 minutes of runtime, thinking that was enough to clear the fog about who was the best between the two. However, I
didn't watch that one
for not thinking otherwise. So I've decided to make it concise, better, longer. And
so in the other video he said the Cristiano is better, because we can see in the graph Cristiano is higher, but let's see what he says in this video.
Because I'm simply not satisfied with the older one. So this is going to be the
Messi. He said Messi.
In which I'll be analyzing and dissecting each aspect of their game and play style to arrive at a logical and clear objective conclusion. The stats I'm going to show in this video are up to June of 2023.
So he said play style. Cristiano is 6'2", Lionel Messi is 5'6", and they expected to play exactly the same. Can never happen.
So anything that Chris and Leo did after this date will be excluded. So, same as last time, get some snacks, sit down, relax, get comfy in your favorite
get saying, I have what?
Because what you are about to watch is the best video on the subject, in which I'll be talking about their stats, personal and team accolades, and all the nitty-gritty surrounding them.
Newer interesting concepts, let's see. Goal inflation. A football
you know what's crazy? In most of football's history, goals were never the most important factor at determining the better one out of two great footballers.
Fact.
It was mostly used to compare strikers to see who was the better goal scorer. Gerd Muller scored twice as much as Diego Armando Maradona. Does it make him the better footballer? No. It's until recently in the last decade, precisely around 2011, when Ronaldo finished that season with 40 league goals and won the Golden Shoe, that goals scored became the primary focus around discussions on who is the best.
Because Cristiano was a winger, and being a winger and being able to score more goals than Messi then, who was a center forward, the false nine, it was crazy. It was unheard of.
So who between Messi and Ronaldo is the better goal scorer? As of June of 2023, excluding friendlies, at the tip of the iceberg, we find that Ronaldo has more goals than Messi.
Why are you excluding friendlies, bro? Why are you excluding friendlies? Include everything.
38 to 807. Then we find out that Messi has played 140 games less than Ronaldo, giving Leo a better goal per game ratio, 0.6.
I'll tell you why. It's because Cristiano started as a flipping midfielder. I've said this a million times.
Got that.
And if you listen to every single ex-Man United player, they're gonna tell you Cristiano was all about flair. He did not give a fuck about goals. He started caring about goals when he saw that goals win matches. So he switched his game. Simple as that, man.
77 goals.
Let's see if he's gonna talk about that.
1 for Ronaldo. So basically, if both of them played the same amount of games, let's say 1,000, Messi would have had 770 goals and Ronaldo 710 goals.
That's an if. That's an if.
Not yet. We still need to dig deeper and see how they scored their goals and analyze their play style and the factors influencing those numbers. There are many stats to look for when analyzing the better goal scorer. One of them is shots per game per goal scored. For this one, I'm using whoscored.com, one of the older and most accessible websites for football statistics. Unfortunately, they only included stats for league games, plus European tourneys like the Champions League and Europa League, and also international tourneys like the World Cup and other continental cups, which means no cup games or Super Cup games, and of course no friendlies. So only the long run in tourneys. And
then that does not give us like a concrete look of it, because bro, we need everything.
According to the
we literally need everything.
Since the 2009-2010 season, Messi has scored 567 goals with a shots per game ratio of 4.8, and Ronaldo scored 565 goals with a 6.1 shots per game ratio, which totals it around 3,014 shots for Leo versus 3,703 shots for Chris. So Messi needed 689 less shots to score the same number of goals. To summarize this part, Messi scores 18.8% of his shots compared to Ronaldo, who scores 15.25% of his shots.
Okay.
Then we move on to
what does that mean?
Or XG. It's a stat that was invented around 2012 and started gaining traction in the football sphere in 2015-2016
expected goals.
It's pretty simple to explain. Basically, if you shoot the ball from 30 meters, you are less likely to score than if it's shot. There are many other factors used to calculate XG. The angle, the type of the shot, was it a long shot, header, chipped ball, was it a free kick, penalty, the position of the goalkeeper is taken into consideration, how many players were between the shot and the goalpost, was it shot using the player's weak foot, etc. So many factors. So they analyzed around 300k shots to come up with
300,000 shots.
In perspective, Messi and Ronaldo combined need 500 years to reach that number of shots. So for this stat, I use another website called understat.com. Only one I could find where they had XG stats dating back to the 2014-15 season.
Okay.
By the way, when it comes to XG, only league games are counted. So since the 2014-2015 league season, Messi has scored 253 goals with an XG of 219 goals, so outperforming his expected goals by 33 goals. On the other hand, Ronaldo scored 234 goals with an XG of 229, so only outperforming his expected goals by 5 goals. The reason behind this is that Messi has scored from more difficult areas and situations, mainly from free kicks and outside the box goals, while Ronaldo attempted more headers and 6-yard box shots. That's why his ratio of goals to XG is approximately 1-to-1.
And why is that?
I don't know, Jeff.
I'll ask you a simple question. Why is that? Why has Cristiano scored more goals? The nigga is literally 6'2". He's 6'2". He's supposed to be in the box waiting for headers. Messi cannot wait for headers. That's why he usually takes the free kicks that are usually like just immediately outside the box, and that's why he scored so many free kicks from outside the box.
Luckily, the website also
if you don't get it, you don't get it, bro.
Which gives even more context to XG about from where they score their goals.
Okay.
So from the 2014 till the 2023 league seasons, Messi scored 59 goals outside the box. So 23.32% of his total goals compared to Ronaldo's 20 goals outside the box.
Okay.
So 8.57 of his total goals being from outside the box. So Messi is approximately 3 times better at scoring long-range goals. By the way, Messi has...
I'll tell you this, when it comes to long-range goals, we give it to Cristiano, and I'll tell you why. Cristiano changed to become a poacher, so most of his goals are gonna be inside the box, but when you look at Messi's goals, most of them are immediately outside the box.
What?
That's why they say he scored more goals outside the box, but they're just immediately outside the box. Cristiano is literally a poacher, a number 9. If he becomes a winger, he immediately transitions to a number 9, and that's why he scores most of his goals inside the box. Use your head. Use your head, man.
Total in his career versus Ronaldo's 63 goals outside of the box.
Exactly, and you guys know why.
Ronaldo is better at long-range goals because he did score some really amazing 30-yard screamers, some absolute bangers. I can easily mention one from the top of my head, like the goal against Porto in 2008, an insane attempt by Ronaldo that ended up becoming a career highlight.
Crazy highlight.
Sometimes the press and fans on social media like to nitpick and focus on certain goal-scoring stats, especially Messi's, how he scores them, how often, against who he scores them, but the matter of the fact is that Messi holds the most important goal-scoring records in the world. The most known one is his 91 goals scored in a single calendar year in 2012.
Yeah, brother, 91 goals with not a single trophy. The fuck is you talking about? 91 goals and no trophy. What are you doing, bro? What were you doing?
Muller at second place with 85 goals, and then we find Ronaldo and Lewandowski who share the third
69
place with 69 goals. Again, Messi holds the record of the most goals scored in a single season, 73 goals in 2011-2012, and for Ronaldo, his highest goal record was in the same season, so 2011-2012,
69 goals in a season.
Ronaldo just loves the number 69 for some reason. Messi has the most European golden shoes with 6.
Well, I'll have a problem. Zio, I'll have a problem with you, bro. It's 69, eh? It's a sex position, innit? What are you trying to say, bro?
Ronaldo's 40.
What are you trying to say?
Both very remarkable achievements. Now that both players left Europe for the time being, Chris has more goals in the Champions League, and he is the record holder for the most goals scored in the UEFA Champions League.
They're gonna bring up matches. Just look at this.
Versus 129 for Leo, but Messi has the better goal per game ratio.
Look at this. Look at this.
0.791 to Ronaldo's 0.765. To make it.
And why is that? I'm gonna ask the same question. Why is that? For Cristiano, it was never about goal. Never. Messi started scoring goals but early in his career, bro. Early. Brother won 3 Ballon d'Ors in a row. That nigga was all about goals, bro.
Simple. Messi has 71.1% chance of scoring in a UCL game, and Ronaldo has a 76.5% chance
of scoring
in a UCL game. Fun fact. Both have very good records against clubs from the top 5 leagues in the Champions League. Messi has the upper hand versus English teams and German teams. Ronaldo does better against Italian and Spanish teams, and they are both equally good versus French teams. Internationally, Ronaldo is the record holder for most goals scored with his national team at 123.
123.
Messi, who scored 103 goals with Argentina, making him the 3rd best goal scorer.
103. I could swear Messi has 85 goals or some shit. 103. I don't think Messi is at 100 yet.
This time,
I'm not gonna lie.
Better goal per game ratio at 0.615 versus Messi's 0.588. Now, these numbers do not really reflect the reality of who is better at scoring goals internationally.
I told you. The moment Cristiano has something higher, it does not reflect the reality. What the fuck are we talking about, bro?
Because in contrast, and in Europe, they play against the best teams in the Champions League. But with the respective countries, it's another story. Let's talk about the World Cup qualifiers, for example.
They gotta talk about Lithuania.
Teams are divided into groups of 5 or 6 teams. In South America, all 10 teams are sorted in one group of 10 teams. For example, let's take the 2022 World Cup qualifiers. The average European team's FIFA rank before the 2022 World Cup qualifiers was 66. Contrast it with the average South American team, who was ranked 29th. Basically, Messi plays versus teams that are on average twice as strong in
Caparoonies. This is the biggest Caparoonies I've ever had, bro. You right now, please, they're saying Peru is 23rd. Give me one player from Peru.
I promise.
One. A single player from Peru. A single player from Ecuador or Venezuela. What are we talking about, bro?
Teams that Ronaldo faces. To make it even more precise, let's get a bigger sample size and calculate the average of teams Ronaldo and Messi played against. So 2010, 14, 18, and 2022. I'm only including the World Cup qualifiers here. So I did the calculations, and on average, Ronaldo played against teams ranked 69th. Again, Ronaldo loves this number. And Messi played versus teams ranked...
I wanna see the calculation. Don't just tell us that, average is 69. How did you get to 69? Tell us how you got to 69.
7th on average.
This is guesswork.
7 to 69. Which means if Messi played in Europe and had the chance to meet teams like San Marino, Gibraltar, Liechtenstein, teams that are always ranked 200 plus, the top 10 weakest football nations, Leo would have had 15 plus goals scored in every qualifier very easily.
That's cap, bro. That's cap.
You can't look at stats superficially.
If context matters, then say context matters when it comes to free kicks, when it comes to goals scored, when it comes to height. Cristiano's literally 6'2", Messi is 5'6". How do you expect them to dribble the same?
I don't know, Jeff.
If context matters, apply context to everything, not just the things you want to apply context to. Let's be honest.
Stupid conclusions. Now, what about their league goal scoring records? It's also led by Messi, with more goals scored than overall contributions versus the top 3 teams, top 4 teams, top 5 teams, top 6 teams, top 10 teams, and bottom 10 teams.
I can't see that.
What I do not like about these comparisons is that fans focus too much on numbers without looking as much into how these goals were scored. So what type of goals and shots do we typically have in football? Penalties. while Ronaldo is the better penalty taker with more goals and a better ratio of 84% to 78% to Messi. Free kicks. Messi somehow managed to outscore Ronaldo in this department with 62 goals to 60, with also a better game to free kick scored ratio. Messi only needed 16.6 games to score a free kick to Ronaldo's 19.5. Head.
Okay.
Now Ronaldo is clearly ahead, pun intended, of Messi in this category for obvious reasons, their height and their play styles, which I will be talking about later in the video.
Playmaker and striker, exactly.
Headers, whereas Leo has only scored 26 in his career. In fact, Ronaldo...
Shock. But you expect Cristiano to score more goals from outside the box. Yet he's a poacher. Yes, he's usually a number 9. And is supposed to stay in the flipping box. What the hell? Context then. Context.
No one in the world, maybe in history of football, has scored as many headers. Now, when it comes to open play goals, Ronaldo has like two options. Either he shoots the ball or he heads it to the net.
Why did you have to use that photo, bro?
Fucking little bum!
This is exactly what I say about Messi fans. If you don't like someone, then leave him be, bro. Why did you have to use a photo of Cristiano doing this, bro?
You don't find that suspicious?
You're just trying to portray him as, oh, Cristiano is arrogant, Cristiano is this and that.
In contrast, Messi can do both, plus curve the ball to the top of the far post or ship it on top of the goalkeeper.
Cristiano can do the exact same.
Ronaldo can't do any of these. He just hasn't scored enough of them in his career.
And why? Why?
Kicks. He only scored like a couple after hundreds of attempts. I literally know a few players who attempted it once and scored. There's a lot more to talk about.
Now that's just stupid. That's being dumb. That's being dumb.
You're a donut! You're so stupid!
Saying, oh, there's a player. Oh, I know a player who attempted a bicycle kick once and scored. Fuck is you talking about, bruh? Cristiano attempted several bicycle kicks. Several. Some hit the post, some got caught, and then he scored some. What are you talking about?
About their goal scoring prowess. And I don't want to dwell too much on it right now. It's better if I talk more about it later in the video. So overall, Messi is the better goal scorer by a small margin.
Nah,
so the next big
it's still Cristiano, bro.
Comparing two footballers is playmaking. We first look at the most popular stat in this category: assists. According to Opta, one of the leading companies in football statistics, Messi assisted 357 goals and Ronaldo assisted 236 careers.
Okay.
Difference of 121 assists. Every 2.9 games Messi gives an assist versus Ronaldo, who needs 4.9
games to give an assist.
On the screen, you'll see the breakdown of their assist numbers in different competitions. Messi has more assists in all competitions besides the UCL, in which Ronaldo has one more assist. Also, Messi has a better assist per game ratio in all competitions, including the UCL. Obviously, same thing for goals. Assists are not the only proper way to measure their playmaking ability. So we have a few more metrics in our disposal.
But before we go past the assists, Messi has assisted more because of the position he used to play. I'll tell you this, it's even impressive that Cristiano assisted 236 goals.
This one is key passes. A key pass is a pass that precedes a shot from anywhere on the pitch.
Any pass before shot.
Key passes since the 2009-2010 season is as follows: 958 for Ronaldo and 1,458 for Messi. So around 500 more for Messi. The highest they've ever had in a single season between the league and the Champions League was in 2014-2015 for Ronaldo with 92 key passes, and Messi's highest was in the same season.
And guess what? The 2014-2015 season is when Cristiano got the career-ending injury. This is what he's not gonna say. He's not gonna talk about that because he doesn't want to mention it. He wants Messi to be, he wants you to see Messi as best. Simple as that. But I'll tell you this is when, that season is when Cristiano got an injury and he changed his game completely. That's why things like key passes changed. His positioning changed. He became a poacher, became a number 9. These are things he will not say.
So a 39 key pass difference at the peak of their playmaking ability. Big chances created. It's another really good metric for comparing the quality of the passes that make sure to threaten the opposing team's goal area, unlike key passes. Since the 2015-16 season in both the league and the Champions League, Messi has created 271 big chances for his teammates in 327 games, with a ratio of 0.83 chances per game. On the other end of the spectrum, Ronaldo barely managed to create 89 chances in 320 games, with a ratio of 0.28 chances per game. Some football fans, especially the newer ones, or the ones who only rely on suboptimal stats to compare players, like they only see some numbers, like this guy has more assists than the other guy, so he must be better, right? No, context matters. That's why some football fanatics, aka football statistics.
Zio, you yourself are not using context, bro. You're using like a quarter of your brain to think about this, bro. But I'll let you continue.
With a way to measure or quantify certain aspects of the game, and those aspects increase your team's chances of scoring, and one of those stats is expected threat, or in short, XC. The way XC from passes is calculated.
What the fuck is XC?
Dividing the football pitch into a grid. Each one of the grids is given a value directly linked to the probability of scoring a goal with a pass from that specific location. The closer the pass is to the goal, the higher the value of XC. The opposite is true. The further the pass is to the goal, the lower the value.
I've never heard of XT, bro.
Pass, you are given a positive value, and if you make a backward pass, you are given a negative value. Basically, players who make a lot of risky forward cutting-edge passes like through balls to increase their team's scoring chances will be given a positive score at the end of each game. And no surprise, Messi has dominated this stat for the past 6 seasons in all of the top 5 European leagues. A 38 XC from passes total and averaging 6.34 XC from passes per season. Ronaldo doesn't have much XC from passes. In fact, he doesn't even show up in the top 25 players in XC rankings and potentially the top 100 players. Which means that Ronaldo is not a playmaker. His high
Exactly. And I want him to finish.
Assists in his career are overall not representative of his ability to turn low-value plays into big scoring chances. Messi is very known for creating opportunities for his teammates with his 20, 30, 40 meter long passes. And I have to also include another stat called 1-2's open.
Wait. Before he goes on to the next stat. Okay, XT, I'm gonna ask you a question. As a number 9, what are you supposed to do? The number one thing a number 9 is supposed to do is hold up play. So once you receive the ball, let's say from the goalkeeper or like your midfielder, you're supposed to hold, let the wingers go in, probably make a back pass so that the midfielder can play through to your attackers. If you understand, if you watch football, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, so Cristiano, obviously XT is not gonna be there, bro. It's not gonna be there because mostly the way he assists is different from how other players assists. Messi is the player making the pass to the wingers, but Cristiano is the player holding a play to give it back to the midfielder, who is, if they were in the same team, it would be Messi. Messi now is the person playing the through ball. That's why his XT is higher. If you don't understand, you're dumb. You're literally dumb. And if he's not the player receiving, he's the player receiving the ball to make the run. Literally. If you don't understand, you're just dumb, bro. You're just dumb if you don't understand.
Teammates and then receiving the ball back from the same teammate and then attempting a shot.
Okay.
In other terms, Messi is the kind of player to create his own goal-scoring chances. In fact, the most in the top 5 leagues of Europe in the last 6 seasons.
This means nothing, though, bro.
Is fairly known. He does a 1-2 with a teammate, he receives the ball back in a better position to increase his chance of scoring. In comparison, Ronaldo...
This means nothing, bro. Exactly.
His passes through crosses inside of the box.
Yeah.
And of course, he doesn't show up in the top 25 players when it comes to 1-2s opened. Here's a question. What's the common denominator between Messi, Maradona, and Pelé? Well, they are considered to be the best of their respective time. Great goal scorers, great playmakers, and especially world-class dribblers.
Yep.
Dribbling is what some fans call football magic. It is the highest form of ball control. Very few players in the world are known to be great at carrying the ball for 20 plus meters through defenders and between tight spaces, looking for a way to create a goal scoring opportunity.
Yep.
Statistically, Ronaldo and Messi fare differently in this department.
Yep.
According to WhoScored.com, between 2009 until 2023, in competitions such as the league and official international country games, Ronaldo has had 1.6 successful dribbles per game. Totaling around 1,000 successful dribbles, with half of them between 2009 and 2014. Showing that he lost a good amount of his dribbling ability in the last 9 years.
Why? Why? Let's see if he's gonna say why.
Overall, 51% of his total dribbles were successful.
He doesn't say why. I'll give you context. And Zio, you're fucking dumb for not giving context in this. You're dumb for not giving context here. Because this is literally blindsiding people. He got a career-ending injury in 2014. So he changed his game, stopped dribbling, did the rest, started scoring goals for fun.
Messi has had 4.3 successful dribbles per game, with a total of 2,700 successful dribbles, and unlike Ronaldo, he has been more consistent, averaging around 200 dribbles per season, with an overall 60% of his
just 6% more
successful. As I was writing this video, I was lucky to find an overview of their dribbling stats since the beginning of their league and Champions League careers in 2002 for Ronaldo and 2004 for Messi. So excluding cups, super cups, and international country games. Messi with 3,079 successful dribbles and Ronaldo with 1,646 successful dribbles. So about twice as much in about the same number of games. In this graph, you can see that Messi kept a high dribbling consistency throughout his career, with his top 3 dribbling seasons coming at different ages of 22, 27, 32. So early on in his career, then in the middle of it, and also the later part of it. While Ronaldo started really good, but kept declining as he aged. With his top 3 dribbling seasons at 20, 21, and 22 years of age. Well, if you've been watching football for a while, it's pretty obvious that Messi is the better dribbler. I'm not only talking about dribbling to show who is better, no, that's not my goal.
Something else I'll tell you is, Cristiano is 6'2", Messi is 5'6". Center of gravity is lower and Cristiano is expected to dribble the same exact way as Messi. But when it comes to headers, it does not matter. It does not matter. He doesn't have to score headers to win the World Cup. He doesn't have to score. And Cristiano doesn't have to dribble, does he? He doesn't have to. He can. We've seen him. He can if he wants to. Doesn't have to.
It is to arrive at this point in the video and discuss the logic behind people who claim that dribbling is a useless stat and that it doesn't win you games, which is simply wrong. Firstly, we know that if Ronaldo was the better dribbler, his fanboys would 100% be saying the opposite. Obviously, their logic is flawed. Dribbling is not just for show, especially if it's Lionel Messi who dribbles with the purpose of advancing the ball to score goals. He is not a showboater like Ronaldo. Conveniently, Football Physicians came up with a stat that quantifies a player's dribbling effort positively and negatively. Expected offensive value added, or XOVA. It helps identify players who are creative. It's a stat that looks at players who receive passes with a low expected threat, and they convert them into chances with a high expected threat. In other words, it focuses a lot on players who receive the ball from the middle of the pitch or any area of the field and advance it closer to the opponent's penalty box to increase their team's chance of scoring. This stat mixes between both the dribbling and playmaking abilities. Let's say a player gets a pass with a low expected assist in this part of the pitch. Then he dribbles his way closer to the enemy's goal and places a forward pass with a higher expected assist. So we take the value generated by his pass and subtract it with the value of the pass he received. So if the XOV of a play is like 0.5, it means the player increased the chance of scoring a goal by 50%. No surprise, Messi has dominated the XOVA rankings of the top 5 European leagues in the last 6 years. Well, only the last 6 years, because that's as far as the stat was recorded. Messi's ball carries and passes increased his team's scoring chances by 60% every game. Ronaldo's looking not too shabby with 40%.
This is another stat that shouldn't even be used to compare a central attacking midfielder and a number 9 on a winger. Doesn't make sense, because Messi is literally in the middle of the park. He's expected to carry the ball to the ball. Cristiano is a number 9, he's a winger. He's expecting his midfielder to carry the ball, play a through pass or a pass or anything for him to score, for him to feed up. He is getting feeded. He is not the feeder. Zio Ball, do you know football or what? You're just talking about some stats that nobody gives a fuck about, bro.
I tried my best to dig deeper into this XOVA stats. Unfortunately, a lot of players and leagues' stats are hidden under a $30 per month paywall, so I can't really make an excruciatingly precise comparison between the two, but fortunately, after digging a little deeper, I was able to find some of Ronaldo's stats in his 3-year stay in Italy with Juventus.
Okay.
See, it's easy peasy. All of his stats are available in the most boring detail for the public. So between the 18-19 to the 2021 seasons, their total cumulative XOVA is as follows. Messi at 57.64 and Ronaldo at 37.54. In human language, Messi increased his team's goal-scoring chances by 2,010% more than Ronaldo. 5,764% for Messi and 3,754% for Ronaldo.
Okay. So that's the XOVA. We don't care about XOVA, bro.
Solo goals consistently every season, dribbling 2+ players and clinically putting the ball top bins. Like not a single player in history has as many solo goals. Not even Maradona. Just a few years ago, the media loved talking about how unconfident and unassertive Messi was on the pitch, and how Ronaldo was a better leader than Leo. Really? Pretty sure a player who is behind the bulk of his team's playmaking and goal scoring, the man who drops deep, builds up plays, and sets up his own goal scoring chances, is more of a leader than a player who rarely does any of the previously mentioned.
It's completely clear to me that Zio Ball knows nothing about football. He's clearly just a Messi fan. I'll tell you that for free. He is clearly just a Messi fan. So because you can drop down, go get the ball, and then carry it forward, create your own chance and then score, that means that you're more of a leader. That means you're more of a leader. So because Sergio Ramos did not do that, does that mean that Sergio Ramos was never a leader? What are you talking about? Zio Ball, what are you talking about? This nigga is...
stays 24/7 in the penalty box waiting for passes, crosses, or rebounds.
Yeah.
About dribbling. A lot of people...
Why? Because he is a flipping number 9. It's like saying, oh, Sergio Ramos, all he does is wait in the box and wait for the opposition to attack so that he can defend. That's his job. That's his fucking job.
I think that Messi
what are you talking about?
Mainly because he is a short player, below the average height.
Exactly. I've been saying this, bro.
Ronaldo isn't as gifted of a dribbler because he is tall. Messi is only better because he has a low center of gravity.
Exactly.
Differently because he is limited by his physique. Well, sure.
Facts.
Sure. But I'm not going to be sorry when I dismantle this myth in the next couple minutes.
Let's see what
sports.
Okay.
Height matters.
Okay.
Being taller than your peers gives you an advantage.
Okay.
Basketball, tennis, handball, swimming, volleyball, American football, all are hand-dominant sports. So it's logical that height does play a big role in them. And it is somewhat true for football, even though it's a foot-dominant sport.
Okay.
Now, I have to quickly mention that unlike the other sports, football is an international sport followed by billions of fans from different regions, social backgrounds, physiological and economical differences.
Facts.
Its target audience is much larger than any other sport. Well, we already know this, right? But did you know that in the top 5 European leagues, the mean footballer's height is 183 centimeters tall, which is 6 feet tall.
Okay.
The average male's height worldwide is around 175 centimeters. Well, that's what they say. Even in other leagues like Brazil or Japan, the mean
average height is 5'11".
And just to make things clear and as comprehensive as possible to my dear viewers, take a closer look at this graph. First, we have a bell curve representing the worldwide male height, and another one representing the top 5 European leagues. 80% of men in the world are shorter than the average player in England or Spain. It's even higher in Germany and Italy with around 85%.
Where are you going with this? I don't see where you're going with this.
53 centimeters, 50% of those players are 6 foot or taller.
Okay.
Only around 20% of men are 6 foot or taller in the world. What
exactly.
I'm trying to say for a hot minute is that even though there's twice as many men at 170 centimeters than the ones at 190 centimeters in the world, someone who is 190 centimeters tall is more likely to become a pro footballer than someone who is 170 centimeters tall with the same skill level. Now look at the graph again, and let's see where Messi and Ronaldo are situated in. Well, based on their height alone, a man with the same height as Messi has less than a 5% chance to make it as a pro footballer in the top
Facts.
5
That
leagues
is facts.
than
That is
someone like
facts.
Ronaldo with a height of 87 centimeters who has a 40% chance.
Facts.
What's
That is
interesting about
facts.
these stats is that they haven't changed by much in the past 20 years. 2003, the mean height in the top 5 European leagues was 182 centimeters, only
Yeah.
1 centimeter increase. Now, some of you will say it still doesn't explain how can Messi, Iniesta, David Silva, Neymar, Hazard are so good that they always top the dribbling charts. Tall players cannot be good dribblers. Really? Ronaldinho, 182 centimeters.
Okay.
Brazilian Ronaldo, 183 centimeters.
Okay.
Zinedine Zidane, 185 centimeters.
These are not
188.
the people you're mentioning. They literally cannot compare to Messi when it comes to dribbling, bro. None of them can compare to Messi. If you're talking about Thierry Henry becoming a better dribbler, bro, Cristiano has double his stats. What the fuck are you trying to say? What the fuck are you trying to say?
8 centimeters. The reason why on average taller players are not as good with ball control is because during their formative years of playing and practice in football,
Okay.
they relied mostly on their physical stature to win most of their duels.
Exactly.
Games. So when they grew up, they kept doing the same thing. In contrast, short kids have to improve their technique, balance, vision, movement on and off the ball.
Exactly.
On the average player. But only a few short kids.
And I'll ask you a question. Why did the bigger kids used to use their body? Because everyone is here. Like you said, most athletes are 6 foot or taller. If there's an athlete that's short, averagely it's like 5'11". So everybody is here. It's shoulder to shoulder. So you have to use your body. That's the one thing you have to use your body to protect the ball and everything. But if you're shorter, you don't have to use your body. So all you have to do is dribble. It belts down or it bottles down to surface area and the volume ratio. If you occupy a larger volume, you're gonna have to use your body. If you're shorter, you don't have to use your body, so you have to sharpen your skills. It's as simple as that. If Cristiano tries to dribble, they literally body him every single day. And that's why he got an injury in the first place. Because they were bodying him, trying to foul him every second because he's here. If you try to foul Messi, bro, he's short. He just goes under you. Listen to Rio Ferdinand say this. He says Messi used to go under them. Listen to your ball. Listen.
Manage to better themselves in these departments enough to make it in the top 5 leagues. Ronaldo is all hard work and Messi is just talent. Tell a lie long enough and it becomes the truth.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
I believe Messi is the underdog. The guy who relies on his stature, strength, speed, shot power, and winning aerial duels is not an underdog. Now, I don't want to spend too much time comparing these two football.
So, my question when it comes to this is, if a bodybuilder that uses steroids is looked at as like he didn't get it out of the mud, like he had to use steroids to become big, what do we say about Messi?
What do you mean by that?
Because growth hormones are literally steroids, bro. They're steroids for growing. So what do you say about Messi?
Giants in one singular
He
category.
was made in a lab, innit?
Alright, so I've talked about goal scoring, playmaking, dribbling, and all-around physical abilities.
And I've
But there's
disputed
one major
all of them.
aspect of the game that's rarely acknowledged in discussions around Messi and Ronaldo.
Which one?
Defending. Surprisingly, Messi has better defending stats than Ronaldo between the league and the UCL, and since 2010, Messi has made 365 tackles, 0.65 per game, to
Okay.
Ronaldo's 201 tackles, 0.38 per
3-8.
game.
Okay.
Again, Messi edges Ronaldo in interceptions. 100.
Listen, if you've watched football, if you've watched Cristiano Ronaldo play, you've seen time and time again, Cristiano was the player that coaches used to tell, don't track back. Especially Mourinho used to tell Cristiano, don't track back. These are instructions you're supposed to follow. Do not track back. Just stay with the defenders. Keep them busy. So that when we break, you're the first person we look for. Through ball, goal. So I get why he doesn't have more interceptions than Messi. Because literally Messi plays in the middle of the park. So breaking play is easier. Cristiano's a winger on number 9. He was literally told, don't track back. Literally. If you don't know that, I don't know Zio Ball, I don't know what games you watch, bro. I don't know where you got your stats from, but you literally need to know this information. If you don't include this, you're misleading people, bro.
98 to Ronaldo's 159. Also, Messi has blocked more passes, 139
Shock.
to 93.
Shock.
Finally, in terms of pressing, Since 2018,
Shock.
Messi has made 10 pressures per game versus Ronaldo's 8 pressures per game.
Shock.
The only defensive area where Ronaldo outperforms Messi is aerial clearances. Since 2010, Ronaldo has made 347 clearances to Messi's measly 6 clearances. Another stat.
Just look at the difference, bro. Look at the difference. 346 to 6.
Where stature is important. At first sight, this seems crazy.
And they say height is not important.
Stats than the guy that spent the last 15 years of his existence flourishing in a 23-year-old's body. But then you remember that Messi plays a deeper role, spending most of his playtime in the midfield as a deep line forward or the right wing of the map whenever his team has the ball, and Ronaldo plays closer to the penalty box as
exactly
a second attacker when his team has possession of the ball.
Exactly.
Drop into the wings. I remember back in 2010 when my father told me about a simple football concept regarding a football player's longevity. The more a player relies on his physical attributes / capabilities,
the faster he'll retire.
Comes when he is past 30 years of age.
Facts.
On the other side of the spectrum, the player who relies on his technical abilities, the better he gets as he ages, or at least he manages to stay at the same level, or in other terms, he ages more gracefully.
But since 2022, after Messi won the World Cup, the brother has done nothing, bro. Cristiano is still good. He still scores goals. Top scorer last year. He's still him. At the end of the day, he's still him.
Player, you will not be physically better in your 30s than in your 20s. Unless you make a dramatic lifestyle change, it's not gonna happen.
Fact.
The reason for this is simple. A man in his early 20s is at his most anabolic, androgenic, most agile, fastest, less prone to injuries, and with faster recovery speeds between games.
Facts.
That's why a lot of players peak between their late teens and mid-20s, and once they get a bad injury, they rarely recover from it. Let's take Ronaldo, for example. Even though he did not take care of his physical health by clubbing too much and skipping training sessions, he was still a top player performing in the Serie A well into his early 30s. But he still didn't age well. Ronaldo focuses too much on his physique. He does too much cardio, basic lifts with dumbbells, also swims, which is good.
Listen to that. These are things that are supposed to be good for your body, but this your body just wants to dismiss it. He does too much dumbbell, too much swimming, too much cardio. It's not supposed. You're not supposed to do too much cardio. You're literally supposed to take care of your body, and that's how you're supposed to do it. But let's hear what your ball is gonna say.
He forgets about training with the ball and improving his technique, or simply just staying close to the same level he used to have in his mid-20s. The result is his dribbling going down by like 80%, his playmaking never took off, and the list goes on.
But I played 2 clips from 2012, 2013 when Cristiano was a dribbler and then wants to convince us that his dribbling went down. Cristiano is the same guy who came out and said, I am able to dribble if I want to, but I don't want to. I want to score goals, I want to help the team, and I want to win games. That's it. If you didn't hear that, go look for that interview.
The only player in history to be at both a high physical and technical level spanning over 15 years. Even at 36 years of age, he is still a top 10 goal scorer, top 10 passer, top 10 dribbler in the world. This tells me that Messi has a higher football IQ than both Ronaldo and Ronaldinho.
Tell me this nigga is joking, bro. Every single Barcelona player says Messi does not train. He'll come in 10 minutes, just look at the ball, not even listen to the coach, go kick some free kicks, some crossbar challenges, and then go into the game to a oneness. Same person that you're gonna say has high IQ. Somebody tell me I'm dreaming, cause what is this nigga talking about?
Wasn't a good free kick taker until he practiced them in his late 20s.
Exactly.
As physically fit as he is right now, at 36, he is leaner with more muscle mass than he was at 23 years old. I just realized they haven't yet talked about trophies. Well, both Ronaldo and Messi have individually helped.
I'll just say this, that was a load of waffles. Your ball has nothing. Bro, he's literally dismissing every single good thing that you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do cardio, you're supposed to lift weights, you're supposed to go swimming for conditioning, you're supposed to rest, you're supposed to do all the things. But he's saying them like Cristiano he doesn't know what he's doing. What? If you agree with him, you are as stupid as your ball. I'm not gonna lie.
A lot of trophies. Overall, Messi has won more trophies in both his club career and international career.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts.
Messi with 43 trophies to Ron's 34 trophies, not including his last trophy with Inter Miami, as this video only looks on their achievements and stats before summer 2023. Messi has more league trophies, 9-7. Ronaldo has more UCL trophies, 5-4. Messi has more domestic cup trophies, 7-6, etc, etc. And finally,
more domestic cup, 7-6, 5 La Liga.
Messi has more senior international trophies with his country, 3-2, not including his 2 under-23 international honors with Argentina, the World Cup in 2005, and his Olympic gold medal.
Yeah, Messi has more trophies. That one I can't dispute.
One of those senior international.
Because he played like majority of his games, Brian. He played majority of his games in La Liga, bro. That's why he has more trophies. That team was unplayable.
Trophies is the precious World Cup, the ultimate football trophy. Every footballer's dream is to hold that trophy in his arms.
Yep, the World Cup.
It's
coming in 2026 for Cristiano, you know what I'm saying?
Well, to be honest, trophies should not be considered when comparing players. Like, I hate how in the press and social media, football journalists and pundits have been pushing this narrative of needing to win trophies to be considered a great player. They claim that to be one of the best players in history, or in the GOAT debate, you have to win the World Cup. They even use the silly argument for the Ballon d'Or. You gotta win the Champions League or the
Champions League
prize. So you're telling me that some guy can have the best individual season and still lose the Ballon d'Or because his team threw every tournament?
That is exactly what they did to Cristiano in 2018. Because he was the top scorer, he had so many individual awards, but because Modric got his team to the flipping, I don't know if it's semi-finals of the World Cup, they gave Modric the Ballon d'Or just because they literally hate Cristiano, bro. You included, Zubon, you included.
The guy whose team stepped up can have the best player award, right? It's as if people have forgotten that a trophy is won by the best team, and individual awards
are won by the best player,
even if his team wins nothing that season. The issue with this point of view is that it mostly applies to Lionel Messi. He's the only player who can produce an insanely great season without winning a trophy and still deserve to win a Ballon d'Or. And even then, Messi has to try to not win a trophy. I think this only happened to him once in the last 15 years in the 2019-2020 season. If you disagree with me on this,
there's the one he scored 91 goals, no trophies, bro.
Yes, well,
you forgot about that one.
Time to process this idea, which is a very basic one. But honestly, I don't care if people disagree, because everything I've said till now is straight truths.
Straight garbage, bro. Straight garbage.
The following is a list of their individual accolades.
Okay, let's see individual accolades.
Messi has won more Ballon d'Ors, 2 World Cup Golden Balls to none.
More Ballon d'Ors through thefts. Everybody knows this. If you don't know this, you're literally new to football.
For Ronaldo, he also has more golden shoes. And finally, Messi was awarded the Laureus World Sportsman of the Year award twice in 2020 and 2023, in which he competed against every other top athlete in the world.
In the world.
He's the only footballer to ever win such prize. A good way to tell if a player is carrying his team is to look at how many times he's been man of the match. According to WhoScored.com, since the 2009-2010 season, Ronaldo was man of the match in 176 times, 607 games, while Messi was 324 times man of the match in 628
games.
So Chris was man of the match in 29% of his games, and Leo was man of the match in 51.6%
of the games.
So Messi carries his team twice as much as Ronaldo. WhoScored.com also has a rating for both of them since 2009. And overall, Messi has a rating of 8.51 versus Ronaldo with a 7.9 rating in 14 seasons. This includes the league, the Champions League, and international tourneys. To emphasize these numbers, let's take a look at how many players were able to get at least an 8+ rating in the league alone since 2009-10 season till the 2022-2023 season. At the bottom of the list, we have the players who only managed to get an 8+ rating only once. Gareth Bale, Didier Drogba, Fabregas, Kiesling, Thiago, and Ricardo Rodriguez.
What?
We have players who managed it for 2 league seasons: Robin, Ribery, Suarez, and Zlatan. And players who got it 3 times: Lewandowski and Mbappe. At third place, Neymar with 4 8+ league season ratings. Second place goes to Ronaldo with 6 8+ league season ratings. And finally at the top with 12 8+ league season ratings is Lionel Messi. So 12 out of his last 13 league seasons have an 8+ rating, twice as much as the second highest player and thrice as much as the third highest player. Well, Zio, why only talk about league ratings? Where's the Champions League at? Messi at the top again, with 11 UCL seasons with an 8+ rating, averaging a 8.39 per UCL season. Ronaldo, 6 UCL seasons with an 8+ rating, and averaging a rating of only 7.8. Guess Messi is the Mr. Champions League after all. You know, since...
Nah, bro. Because there's so many factors that come into these things. Zia is just, I don't know how to explain it, but I can see through whatever Zia is trying to do. I can see through it. I just don't know how to explain it to you guys. And you guys, I know you guys love football, but you guys are gonna be dumb enough to actually just feed into what he's trying to tell you, because that is exactly what you wanna hear. But there is more to it than just ratings. It's rating, because a player can literally score a goal or like make an assist and his rating immediately goes up, but he had a shit game. That's literally how it is. So I don't know how to explain.
Top 2 dogs in overall seasonal ratings, they must have had a good number of exceptionally great games. When it comes to perfect games, 10 out of 10 player performances, perfect ratings. Well, no surprise, Lionel Messi demolishes this stat once again. Since 2009, Messi has
how many 10 out of 10s?
18 games with a perfect 10 out of 10 rating. Ronaldo is way behind, with 38 games with a perfect 10 out of 10 rating. So Leo has had 3 times.
I'll tell you why Messi has more. And it's the exact. Now this is the time I'm realizing that we should not even be comparing like Cristiano and Messi, because most of the stats that they're using are midfielder stats, and Cristiano is not a midfielder. He did play as a midfielder for like 2-3 seasons, but he's not a midfielder, bro. He's a winger / a number 9. So most of the stats he's using, like let's say a 10 out of 10 performance. 10 out of 10 performance includes assists. We know why he did not use assists, and it also includes chances created, passes, goals, forward passes, and stuff like that. That's why Messi has more. But when you actually look at it,
perfect games,
you'll understand it, bro.
I do believe that fans in general focus too much on the Champions League. It gets too much ground when it comes to ranking players and determining who are the best on a seasonal basis. The problem of every direct elimination tournament is that it doesn't reward consistency. It's haphazard compared to round-robin tournaments or simply leagues. If you have one bad game in the UCL knockout stage, it can cost you everything. You do not need to be the best team at every stage of the tourney, because at max you will play 13 games spread out between September to June, unlike in the league you play against every team twice for 9 months. If you perform above everyone else after 38 games, you get to lift the trophy.
You get to win the league.
That's the reason why when you look at the Messi and Ronaldo era in La Liga,
Barcelona have won more La Liga.
9 seasons. Barcelona won 6 leagues, while Real Madrid won only 2 leagues. Messi is the king of consistency. The reason why Ronaldo has won more Champions League than Messi is not because he shows up more in big games. No, not.
And what? He literally three-peated the Champions League, bro. Three-peated. Top scorer multiple times. I don't know what Z is trying to say, bro.
An easy example would be the 2018 semi-finals and final. In 3 games, Ronaldo...
Oh yeah, so you're not going to talk about the 2017, you're not going to talk about the 2016, you're not going to talk about the 2015. No, let's go to the one season where Cristiano, the one game, the one semi-final where he was somehow not so good. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
Had 0 goal contributions. No goals, no assists, nada. With an average rating of 6.7. And his team still carried him and scored a total of 7 goals. Messi will contribute, but his team will still find a way to lose games in the UCL. Best example of this is the 2019 UCL semi-final versus Liverpool. First game, Barca wins by 3-0, Messi with 2 goals, But then the away game, Barca lose by 4-0 and they get knocked out.
Okay, so where was Messi? Where was Messi in that second goal? Where was in that second game? Where was Messi? Where was he? Why didn't he score 3 more goals to win the game? Where was he?
An
Where was
average
he?
rating of 8.7 for Messi between those two games. Messi is a double-edged sword. His teammates get used to him hard carrying so many
Super hat-trick versus Arsenal.
involved in most plays, build-up, counterattacks, goals, etc. that after a while they become lazy. Why try hard when you can just pass the ball to a little genius and watch him do his magic?
But this
doesn't always work. Sometimes Messi is having a rough day, so when you rely too much on a single player, you pay the price against.
Okay, so when we talk about Cristiano, let's say ghosting, that's one semi-final. If we talk about that one semi-final, you're not saying that Cristiano was maybe tired, maybe he was having a rough day, maybe it was not his day. That's why the team had to do something about it. So the team turned up when Cristiano couldn't. But for Messi, if he has a rough day, it's a rough day. But for Cristiano, he's not too good. He's not a good player. I'm seeing you, Zio. I'm seeing exactly what you're doing.
Are more prepared physically and mentally for that match. There are so many times in either Barcelona or Argentina, especially Argentina before 2020, where his team has such a hard time unlocking
that one I can agree with.
That
one I can agree with.
They pass him the ball, repeatedly asking him to.
And I want people to have the same energy when it comes to Portugal. Portugal sometimes they piss me off because they can see how hard Cristiano is trying, but they can't be asked, bro. I want people to have the same exact energy.
It's their problem. While they give him no solutions, they just look at him waiting for a miracle. And it's not just the players, it's the managers who propagate this mentality.
Brother is gonna blame even the manager, bro.
Enrique, Valverde, Jorge Sampaoli, Tata Martino with Argentina, and this goes on. Ronaldo is not as good as Messi, that's why his team doesn't rely on him as much. He has the privilege of not having good performance.
He is literally Real Madrid's top scorer. He doesn't rely on him that much. Literally came back against so many teams to help Madrid win games. In the Champions League, in the league, scored countless goals. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? What?
And still winning games more often than.
Now, this brother is gonna blame Barca, the same Barca that won 6 La Liga titles in the Messi Cristiano era, and say that Cristiano has the privilege of teams, the same team which couldn't. As I was saying, the same team, the same Real Madrid that could not win the La Liga in the Messi Cristiano era. That's crazy, bro.
This is especially true for tourneys with an elimination knockout stage like the UCL, Copa America, etc. Now, do not misunderstand me or confuse what I just explained. I said more often than Messi, which means that Messi can have games where he is carried by his teammates, but Ronaldo is luckier to have it way more often.
Luckier to have it way more often.
Remontada. When Neymar had an amazing performance versus PSG in 2017, a lot of people tried to downplay Messi, saying that he got carried by the Brazilian's performance. But the only reason why they say this is because Messi rarely gets outshined and handed a victory by teammates, because they are subconsciously used to Messi being the one to carry the team. Also, what some football fans don't realize is that one of the reasons why Neymar had a good performance is indirectly because of Messi. Leo can still influence the match while being off the ball more than any player on the planet. The opposing team always has someone keeping track of Messi. He can divert their attention or occupy their minds to give more space to his teammates. And when those same teammates step up to the occasion, performances like Neymar's versus PSG happen.
The same teammates that you said don't turn up. Bro, I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Makes everyone around him better. An example of this would be the game versus Real Madrid in late 2017, when Kovacic was instructed by
Kovacic was young, bro.
Mark Messi all the time, resulting in the first goal coming from a positional mistake by Kovacic, who stayed way closer to Messi, leaving space for Rakitic to make a run that ended into a goal for Barcelona.
Kovacic was young.
Season being man-marked the whole game by a Girona player. In 2011, Mourinho drafted a defensive composition with Pepe as a midfielder to stop Messi. It's a different story for Ronaldo. In 15 years of watching him, I cannot recall any time he got treated the same as Messi. In so many games,
This is how I know brother does not watch football. I cannot recall when brother was being man-marked by 2 or 3 players. Leave alone Messi being man-marked by 1 player, bro. Cristiano touches the ball. That's even part of the reason he doesn't score, not even score, like assist or dribble as well. Because bro, touches the ball, 3 or 4 players on him straight, quick.
See him in the box and marked waiting for a cross. Never seen him man-marked the whole game by any defender. Ronaldo is simply not as dangerous as Messi for teams to use unconventional measures against him.
This brother does not watch football, bro.
Messi has changed the football meta countless of times, that the opposition has to account for his presence before and during every match. Messi can score free kicks under the wall. Let's have someone lay down behind the wall to limit Messi's ability. Dropping very deep to playmake? Let's change to a high defensive block. Messi can dribble through defenses and convert a low chance to a high XOVA play into a goal. Let us park the bus. Opposing teams do not only try to restrict Messi's game through normal football means, they also use violence and unsportsmanlike behavior to demoralize him and maybe even injure him. Because he's a small guy, it's so easy to...
But that's the game, innit? That's the game. That's how the game is. It's not just Messi. Players do this all the time.
Harass him. The matter of the fact is Messi and Ronaldo do not play the same game. They do not play the same football. Ronaldo would have had less goals and assists in general if opposing managers and players treated him the same as Messi. And the opposite is true. If Messi wasn't as man-marked, tackled...
So you think you can be as lethal as Cristiano and the managers don't think about you? That's what Zio Ball is trying to say. You can be as lethal of a goal scorer as Cristiano and the managers not even think about you, bro. Is that what Zio Ball is trying to say, bro? That's just...
the same as Ronaldo
that's
was
stupid.
treated for his whole career, he would have had at least 10 to 20% more goals, but this is just wishful thinking. Messi's presence on the pitch demands attention. Some players with big egos find it very difficult to play fair versus Messi. What I've been trying to say is simple. Messi plays football on a harder difficulty. There's another interesting layer in their game. Messi rarely tries to cheat his way to victory compared to Ronaldo. I'm talking about
the same guy that was taking free kicks quick before the goalkeeper is even ready. That same guy. Because I've watched Messi highlights, so I know what the fuck I'm talking about. That same guy.
Now, Messi doesn't dive. And yes, I've watched those videos with like 5 clips of Messi diving, but when you see them and analyze them, they are all fouls. There's always contact and the defender.
But Cristiano dives.
Ronaldo. I rewatched some of the compilations claiming he's a diver, and a big portion of those clips were fouls. Yes, he does dive more than Messi, but not as often as what is believed.
How is that a dive?
Messi having a way better ball control, and he is less likely to fall down after an altercation or physical contact with the defender.
Guess why? Because he's closer to the ground, my nigga. He's literally 5'6". The brother can get up in a split second.
I'm showing you right now where Messi's not falling even when defenders are grabbing him by his shirt, even using their whole body to stop him. He gets tackled and he still has the mental fortitude to get up and keep on playing. He could have gotten so many fouls, so many penalties, free kicks, but he's like, whatever, I'm not stopping until the ball is outside the pitch. Ronaldo is not as inspiring as Messi in this area.
But this is just looking for stuff. This is just looking for stuff. Who is this guy, bro? Zio Ball, who are you, bro? Cristiano is not as inspiring. So you've not seen Cristiano get fouled, wake up and keep playing. You've not seen that. You've not seen that. In the 20 years of football he's played, you've not seen that.
He'll get tackled or pushed, but he never gets back up. Another aspect of their game that is fairly...
The clip he's just played, how do you get up from that and go get the ball? How do you get up from that? Tell me.
Talked about...
Fuck it out.
Despite Messi's unparalleled football ability, he is very humble. He doesn't disrespect his teammates and even lets them score penalties, something that Ronaldo doesn't believe in. Ronaldo is not as humble. He considers himself to be the best player in the world.
Oh my goodness. I want you guys to see this. This is Messi fans in a nutshell. This is Messi fan. Oh, Cristiano is not humble. He does not let his teammates take penalties. What?
Even though he's not. I like the mentality. There's nothing wrong about thinking you're the best. I guess it's a good way to encourage yourself. But when Messi gets asked about being the GOAT, he just answers by saying stuff like he wouldn't be here if it wasn't for other players, that greats like Maradona is the GOAT.
Exactly, because you guys don't want to acknowledge that. You want to think that, oh, that's how football is played. Oh, this is Messi, he's a god. Oh, and I'm not disputing it. Messi is a good player, but even he knows Barca was a good team. If Messi was in any other team, it would have been so difficult, bro. We're literally seeing it in Inter Miami, bro.
He doesn't really care about personal glory as much as he does for winning trophies. Years before he won the World Cup, he said that he'd exchange all his Ballon d'Ors for a World Cup trophy. To be truthful, any comparison between the two outside of their football ability should never be considered. It's insane how some fans will look at their outside activities, philanthropy, etc. and say that this guy is better, blah blah blah. So what are the origins of these silly comparisons? Well, it all starts during the Messi era. Yes, the Messi era between 2009 and 2013. When Messi was so dominant that Ronaldo's PR team and fans started looking at the most minuscule details to make Ronaldo look better, even disregarding their football ability. Then Ronaldo started gaining some ground in 2014 after winning his second Ballon d'Or. During the forced Messi vs Ronaldo era is when these silly nitpicks started gaining even more ground. Like Messi has to play in different leagues to be considered the best. He has to leave his comfort zone, he has to take on different challenges. As if not staying in one club for your whole career not considered one of the noblest acts a footballer can do to thank the team who turned him into a pro, especially in Messi's case. Yeah, but Messi has to perform in a rainy day in the Bet365 Stadium versus Stoke City to be the best. Yep. As if having 20 plus goals against the top English teams in the Champions League not good enough to evaluate how well.
That is something else that I always say, bro. Just playing them in a one-off is different from playing every single week in the Prem. It's different, bro. Don't argue. It's different. Trust me, it's different.
As if not scoring the most amazing goals week in week out every season, not a testament to Messi's footballing greatness. It's as if he didn't care.
Zio is just a Messi fan. I've listened to this thing and I just know.
After so much criticism from his countrymen wasn't a big challenge. And yeah, going to Italy and playing for the team that's been dominating the league for 7 consecutive seasons is not a challenge. Some people will listen to this whole video and they'll still entertain their delusion.
Now, do you hear that? Going to Italy and playing for the team that has been dominating for the last 9 years is not a challenge. Brother, you are a deluded Messi fan, bro. Deluded Messi fan. But I respect every single Messi fan that watches my videos, but Zio Ball is next level.
Ronaldo being better.
He is next level.
I can think of 3 reasons behind it. The first one is he played for their favorite team. Pretty obvious. The second one, they like
I'm a United fan.
They want to be like him. Have his haircut, his cars, his fame, his girlfriends.
Nah.
A tall, shredded, handsome guy. What's not to like about him, especially coming from superficial people who know.
Bro, I started watching Cristiano play in like 2008. I was 7 years old, bro. 7 years old. Did I care about looks? No, but I still supported Cristiano. I was 7 years old, bro. So this is
football.
This is nothing.
Calling Messi names like dwarf, autistic with Down syndrome, weak, droopy, etc., etc. Nothing to do with football. Some people cannot fathom that a small, introverted, humble man is more successful in life than them. When Messi fanboys retaliate with Ronaldo,
that's not good though. Anybody who says that is not good.
Is finished. They criticize his football ability, not his looks, personality, or whatever. Which leads us to the third reason why some people think that Chris is better than Messi. They have a low IQ. Honestly, it's applicable to the two.
Zio, you have the lowest IQ of all the Messi fans that I've ever seen. You have the lowest of the lowest IQ. You put context where you want it to be, but where context works against you, you don't want to see the context. You just want to see. You have the lowest IQ of all Messi fans, bro. I'm not lying to you.
When you
Lowest
watch
IQ
play for a decade and you still believe that Chris is the better player,
he is
then
the GOAT.
You are a lost cause.
You are a lost cause, bro.
Argument behind the factors that publicized this comparison. It's not just his fans who simply reacted to the overestimation of their idol. No, it's Ronaldo's own delusion, fueled by two men, Florentino Perez and Jorge Mendes. Now, I was going to go into detail on why and how both of them propelled Chris's career further, but I don't want to spend too much time on it for now. I will just say that Perez is a very cunning businessman that knows how to min-max his club's economic growth, and that Mendes is the best football agent in the world. I will talk about this in more detail.
So Mendes, the same guy that Barcelona is literally bankrupt, bro. Bankrupt. Real Madrid are signing Kylian Mbappe next season together with Alphonso Davies, and you're still gonna call Florentino Perez. Okay, I'll not agree with Florentino Perez about the Super League stuff, but when it comes to the footballing side, bro, they've done bits. He's done bits.
Future video. As I said in the early stages of the video,
in
Ronaldo
conclusion,
is a great player, but he should not be held in the same
the GOAT.
Leo
he is
the better
the GOAT.
Better playmaker, better dribbler, has better defensive stats, the better records, more trophies, more individual awards, with greater and more consistent performances. Simply the best player of all time. If you reach this point in the video,
if you watched the video, I gave context on every single point he did. If you want to argue with me, just leave a comment and I'll talk to you, innit? Okay. I'll see you in my next video. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Peace.